Hey guys, Evan Brennan, NFL agent with 360 Sports, here to chat with you today. Today we've got a great episode and we're talking about copyright and as it relates to tattoos. I know you're thinking copyright, boring, tattoos, how do they cross? Well, actually, they're really important and they've made their mark already in professional sports by a huge stretch. And they could become a really significant issue in the past, but it's an interesting cross section. So let's dive right into it. So let's start off with an example. When you create something, when you paint a picture on a wall or paint a picture on a tableau, who's the owner? Obviously, it's the person that creates it from a legal standpoint. It's an original work of art. That is that you created an original work of art and you're entitled to its intellectual value. Well, the same is true with a tattoo. But we often think that since a tattoo is created on somebody's skin, that the owner is the person whom the tattoo is created on, when actually it's the person that created the tattoo and wrote it on you. So what happens is, imagine this. The tattoo artist is someone who has their own shop. Athlete comes in, gets a tattoo, goes on and plays in the NBA, maybe signs a deal with EA Sports through either their agent or through more of a licensing through a Players Association, and that player gets a bunch of money. And one of the things that really makes them stand out in the public is the tattoo. Well, here's the interesting part. The person that owns that tattoo and the publicity that could be derived from it is not the player, but is the original work of art by the person that created the tattoo being the tattoo artist. So as an agent, what I can see happening, and has happened in a couple different cases, is where a player gets in a situation in which there is some likeness contract in which the player engages in, and there's a situation where the rights to that tattoo can't be given because they're not owned by the player. And they are owned by the tattoo artist. So what comes into play here is, how does a player get the rights to his tattoos? And I'll tell you how. The easiest way is when a player goes to get to have a tattoo, that he brings with him a release drafted by an attorney or by his agent that relinquishes the rights at creation of that tattoo to the player. Now, where that comes into play and can be really difficult is that the tattoo artist may want more for that tattoo than original, because he may be expecting to maintain those rights, to keep those rights, because he created a tattoo, when he is going to hand them over to the player, and a negotiation can take place. And that's something that an agent and a player are going to have to deal with. But if a player truly wants to protect himself and own all the rights to the tattoos on his body, that's what's going to happen. It gets a little messy if he tries to reacquire them later. Can it be done? Yes, but it can be a little bit more messy. Some famous athletes that have run into problems with these tattoos as they become more and more prevalent in society, particularly with athletes, has been Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback for the 49ers. He's had some issues as it relates to them. David Beckham had an H&M deal that had some significant issues where his tattoo artist claimed control over the tattoo that he was displaying in an H&M ad, and on and on and on. Mike Tyson is another one with the hangover lawsuit and the use of that tattoo on somebody else. There was an issue with that. So these are all prevalent issues. And as athletes continue to get a lot of tattoos and they continue to market themselves using their likeness at a very high level, who in fact owns the tattoos, and as they relate to remuneration, could be a sticky issue. And athletes should seek to protect himself from a copyright standpoint in seeking release and seeking ownership to those original works of art from the person that created them, the original owner, which would be the tattoo artist. So anytime, if you're an athlete, you're considering getting a tattoo, and you seek to market yourself later on, before you get that tattoo, it would make sense to have your agent or have an attorney draft up a release that would give those original works of art's ownership to you and not to the person that they're by default given to, and that is the tattoo artist. There's no agreement, and by default, it's given straight to the tattoo artist. So just some reminders there on copyright law and how they relate to tattoos and how they can play a big issue in your career moving forward. It's a new kind of emerging field of the law that's crossing now with sports, and so it's something to keep an eye on. I've spoken about this before at Chatham University with Sean Merriman, the former All-Pro with the Chargers and the Bills. I spoke at it again at the DePaul School of Law, and it's something that agents, players associations, and athletes are going to have to keep a pulse on as they continue to tattoo themselves and seek to market themselves. It's a great topic. I'm excited to talk about more. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to discuss the issue more. My handle is Brennan Sports. Always intrigued to talk about these legal cross sections with the law And until next time, guys, see you later.